Hey guys, Jack here and welcome back to another video. So we have match day 21 coming up and a lot of interesting things have happened. I'm recording this on Thursday morning and Manchester United drew to Crystal Palace last night courtesy of an Elise free kick, and it was a great free kick. But I'm just going to go through the preview of these next games and just give you my take on them. So these are the games for this upcoming match day. Obviously we obviously have Man City and Tottenham playing today as I'm recording this, so I'll just pop this score up here. So yeah, that was it. Good job, team. Now we're going to move on to predicting the rest of these games. So Liverpool Chelsea, first game on Saturday. It's going to be difficult because both teams have been struggling. Klopp has struggled with his system. Cody Gakpo hasn't settled in yet, but that you can't really expect much from someone in their second or third game. But they did get the win against Wolves in the cup and they looked quite comfortable. Like, even though Wolves were playing their best team, they didn't look troubled that much. So hopefully they can grow from that game. Chelsea on the other hand, still struggling with injuries. Obviously Mikhail Mudryk, who came in from Shakhtar, going under Arsenal's nose in terms of that deal. I wonder I feel like he might start, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I just think the two of their bad form is going to clash. Next is Leicester Brighton. I'm not going to go through this much. Leicester have been in poor form, Brighton have been in superb form. I'm going to go with a 2-0 to Brighton, and I'm guessing a defensive error from Leicester. Next is Southampton Villa. Southampton have turned it around a bit. They've had two big wins now, a comeback against Everton and beating Man City in the cup. And they had a strong side as well. It was second string, but it wasn't that, there was only a few players. Villa, on the other hand, had a few decent results against Leeds, but they didn't look too comfortable. I feel like it could be a draw. I'm going to go with 2-2 because I think Villa will have enough. They have enough talent to, get those goals. But Southampton have worked so hard. That'll be hard to imagine them, coming out of this without getting something anyway. Next is West Ham Everton. Two teams have struggled a lot. West Ham have just been poor in the league, and part of me is surprised that Moyes hasn't been talked about a bit more, but at the same time he has earned a lot of credit in his bank, so the fact that he has been mentioned much. Lampard, on the other hand, is under major scrutiny, like a bit from the fans obviously, but I think everyone presumes he might lose his job from Farhad Moshiri, because after their loss against Southampton, they were like, Yerry Mina was being hassled in the streets. And by the way, the fan who's just staring up at him, it's ridiculous. He's about 6'5", 6'6", he's huge. And Anthony Gordon being hassled by some 18, 19-year-olds. It's ridiculous. I think it's going to be a difficult game for both teams. I just think West Ham have too much, and because they're going to be at the London Stadium, I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham. Next is Bournemouth Forest. Forest away. Bournemouth. I think it's going to be difficult because Bournemouth don't have Tavernier and Solanke, so they're missing a bit of attacking notes. And Nottingham Forest on the other hand signed Danilo from I think Corinthians or Paranense. I can't even remember where he came from. I think it's probably Flamengo. But anyway, I think Forest are it's going to be a 2-1 to Forest, because I think Henderson is still sidelined, but I just think they have a bit more to their attack. Next is Palace Newcastle. Obviously great draw for Vieira, but I just think it's going to be a 1-0 to Newcastle. They just seem to be operating quite well, and I just think that's going to be the case. Man City Wolves. City are going to want to respond from their loss against Man United, courtesy of what should have been an offside, but I understand why it wasn't an offside in terms of the laws of the game. Obviously Wolves losing midweek to Liverpool in the cup, but they had a rotated side, so I think they're going to. I think I'm going to go with 3-0 Man City. I just think they're just going to want to respond, and I say Haaland with a brace. Next is Leeds Brentford. Jesse Marsh is probably happy because they beat Cardiff in their replay against I think it was in the FA Cup replay, 5-2, courtesy of Nonto and Patrick Bamford. I think they're not going to have enough defensively. Like, they conceded 2. I know one of them was a penalty last night, but they played their strongest side, and I feel like the part of that, and they're going to be a bit fatigued. Brentford, on the other hand, I said before, Thomas Frank has been excellent for them. But in terms of this result, 3-2 to Brentford. I just feel that Leeds will have a few lapses in concentration, and they won't know what to do. But they'll try to come back into it. But part of me kind of hopes that they do well and get something out of that tie, because I think it's a difficult game for them. Next is the biggest game of the weekend: Arsenal versus Man United. I think Arsenal are flying high at the moment. As I said, as you see here, Man United drew with Palace. That must have been a kick in the teeth, last minute as well. Ten Hag would probably want a response from that, but they lost Casemiro to a yellow card accumulation, so he's going to be suspended for this game. And I think that's going to be pivotal, because what we saw in the game against Man City is that Fred had a free roll to mark out De Bruyne, and he did that superbly. While with this, it's going to be very difficult for them to. I think he'll have to kind of sit again, and he wasn't particularly great at that before, and that's what kind of led to a lot of the criticism he received. Arsenal, with it seems that Odegaard, Nketiah, Saka, Martinelli, Xhaka, Partey, they have plenty of. They have their they basically have their first team, and I just think Arsenal are going to come out that with a 2-1. They're at home at the Emirates, so I think they're going to extend their lead from United. And lastly is Fulham Tottenham. Tottenham are in a mess right now. Obviously, Conte is saying he's saying to the board, it's like, you answer the questions, I can't, because this is probably regarding transfers and stuff. And I don't get this. He wants them to commit to him, but he won't commit to them. If they hand him a 3-year deal and he signs it, then they can say, all right, we're going to go out in this January and the next summer and give you the tools that you want, that you need to make Tottenham a successful side. While there's no point committing to him if he just ends up leaving because he feels like he can't do much more with the side. And it's very difficult for Tottenham fans to they're in a difficult headspace, because they're like, we have one of the best coaches in the world, but at the same time, we're playing poor football. We're not looking, good at all. Like the North London derby, it was a pushover for Arsenal, and Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and Kulusevski, they weren't particularly great in that game. Kulusevski was and Kane were the most dangerous, but in the game, but otherwise no one else was kind of stepping up. And going on with Fulham, they've been excellent. I think they're 6th or 7th in the table. The defense has been very good. Mitrovic is coming back into fitness, coming back into form. I could see this being I'm going 2-1 Fulham. I just don't think Tottenham have enough to stem the tide, and I could see Conte blowing up in the media or potentially leaving not only if they lose here, but I think if they play poorly as well, he'll throw someone under the bus, and I'm interested to see what happens. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe. My previous video is a halftime checkup on the league, so I'm going to link it up there. Not there. There. So yeah, I hope you guys tune into that one and enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care.